Yarn Addicted friends. This is Margaret again, and I've got a yarn haul for you. Now, before anybody fusses at me, let's take into consideration that everything that I've done so far, or lately rather, has been from my yarn stash. So, pat, pat, pat on back for me. Now, the only thing that I bought here were things that have been requested of me and I didn't have, so I had to go and supplement. So, that being said, I went to Joann's, and if anybody has an iPhone, and I imagine other phones have the same service, you can get an app that tells you the coupons, so you never have to worry about cutting coupons and everything, because the current ones are always on your app. So I had 40% off one regular price item, and I bought one skein of yarn. That's it. I had to have this color, even though I've got wine, and I've got red, and I've got maroon. This color is actually like a crimson. It's called wine, but it's not wine like the wines that I have, if you can get that. Okay, so I only bought one because my 40% off coupon said one regular priced item, so that's all I bought. So then I went to Michael's, and Michael's had a lot of stuff on sale. As a matter of fact, all their lamb brand was on sale, so I went crazy with some Vanna's Choice. And I told you that a friend of mine is opening a store, and she asked me to put my hats in it, and I'm really nervous about that, but I'm trying to think about her audience, you know, the people in that area. It's another suburb of, I live in a suburb of Jackson, Mississippi, and this is another suburb. And there we have a college there called Mississippi College, which is a private school, and their colors are navy and gold. But this is really tricky. It had to be the right color gold, and again, I had 3 different color yellows, and I had a gold that was warmer than this, so I was very pleased with what I found. And again, these were on sale. I don't know I paid $2.49. Okay, they were on sale. Okay, while I was there, I got some more. I'm making a friend of mine from England. She requested a hat. Do you remember the Boogaboo hat, the Wendy hat that I really had difficulty working with? She absolutely fell in love with it, and she wanted the colors that I did for the first one. Well, the first one was just flat out too big, and so I have to make another one now that I think I've got the sizing figured out. And so I needed some more of this color, and I do have the cream color trim that goes with that, and I even have the buttons that I'm going to put on there. So I bought this, and it was on sale too. This is Impeccable. Oops, sorry, I've been holding it wrong the whole time. This is Impeccable from Michael's, which is their general acrylic brand, and I like it. It's pretty soft to start out with, not as soft as this, which I fell in love with. So this is a good generic, inexpensive acrylic yarn. And then this one. Okay, and while I was there, I bought also for her, I am a Disney fanatic, and I actually met her through a shared podcast that we listened to, the Be Our Guest podcast, and we have just really hit it off. Several people actually have really hit it off. We took a big old cruise, Disney cruise together last summer before last, and we Skype and everything. I just adore her. So anyway, she is a Piglet fan. She adores Piglet, and so I saw, I don't know if it was on Pinterest or Etsy or something, I got the idea for these Disney-inspired scarves that are reminiscent of different characters. And there's one that's pink with purple stripes, like Piglet's tummy, you know. And I'm going to make that for her too, and include that with her hat that she requested. So, shh, don't tell her. So, and then I needed a navy too for something else. So, that's it. That's all my yarn. Now, when I got home from running all my errands, I had this great big box that was sitting outside my door. And I knew what that was, because remember, my friend is asking me to do her stuff. So, I had bought some more of Mrs. Whitehead's relatives. Now remember, I always complain about Mrs. Whitehead because her head is small, and she is, I can't remember how many inches tall, but she's kind of short. And I saw on eBay 12 of these heads for a really great price, which of course I can't recall at this moment. And they were 11 inch. They only gave me the height. And I thought, you know, well, if they're 11 inches, you know, they're probably, their head circumference is probably a little bit bigger than Mrs. Whitehead. Wrong. Look at this scrawny head. Can you tell? She is taller. And she's got a wider base. But her head is even skinnier. Let's see if you can tell from the back. I don't know if you can, it's not showing as well, but her head is considerably skinnier than Mrs. Whitehead's. So, who has a head that skinny? I mean, really. So here's my plan. White is a really bad color to photograph anyway, and it's so stark that I didn't want to put these in her store. It's a very kind of upscale store, and I didn't want to do this. So I have seen where people will cover these paper mache, basically, and I've seen a lot of even brown craft paper mache over these. You know, you tear it in the strips and all that, and then you gloss it with something really, you know, acrylic type gloss on the outside. They're really pretty and very, very upscale looking. So my plan, and this ought to be good, because I'm not a craftsy person, I'm a technical person. That's why my family gets so tickled at me with the needle arts type thing. But my plan is to cover all these new ones. I'm going to leave Mrs. Whitehead alone. I love her. I have a special attachment to her. But everybody else is going to get covered. And I think what I'll do is build this head up, or I will attempt to build this head up with newspaper layers. And then I bought some of these the other day, on sale, mind you. They were 25 cents a piece. These are scrapbook pages. It says, I love you, I love you, I love you. Doesn't matter what it says, because by the time I tear it into strips and all that kind of stuff, you won't be able to read it, but you will be able to see it's a pretty script on an ivory background with black writing. And then I have another one that looks like leather, so I'll have a leather look mannequin. And then, what is this one? Printed thing. Now this is black and white, but I can probably tea stain this, and I may or may not. I may leave it white for my darker hats. Love this. Isn't it pretty? It's music. Music. So one of them will be covered with that. And then this looks like a woven something. So we'll cover another one with that. And then I fell in love with these. These are embossed papers. That's a silver. And a gold. And then I'll probably do some in craft paper. I got 12 of them. So I'll probably do some in plain black brown craft paper, which would be pretty. I mean, the key thing is that you don't want your patterns, or me, I don't want my patterns on my models to be overwhelming and to compete with the hats. But white is not a good color. You can see right here, it's washing her face out. White is just not a good color for photography. And or for any kind of display for that matter. It really depends on the lighting, and since I don't know what her lighting is going to be like, I thought it would be safe to do some natural colors. So that's all I have today. Bye.